Another Marvel movie, another movie review. Welcome back everyone, and let's address the elephant in the room first. I've been MIA for almost 2 months and I'm very sorry for that. The reasons for that are very simple. First, I was sick like a dog, then I had to deal with a lot of work and some personal issues, but now I'm back. Hopefully I'm back for good. Now let's talk about Black Panther. Black Panther continues to tell the story of T'Challa, aka Black Panther. You know, the guy that was introduced in Captain America Civil War. And just like Spider-Man, who was also introduced in Captain America Civil War, T'Challa now gets to have his very own movie. The film was co-written and directed by Ryan Coogler. Huge fan of that guy ever since I saw Creed. And in the movie, T'Challa has to adapt to the fact that he now is the king of an entire nation, Wakanda. So when this Eric Killmonger guy shows up and threatens the throne, T'Challa is faced with his biggest threat yet, and also is confronted with some past demons of his lineage. Now going into this movie, you know that I expected it to be good, because at this point Marvel is killing it, and I mean they really are killing it. And I gotta say, this is the most unique Marvel film that we've had since Phase 3. Because generally speaking, if you look at the past couple Marvel movies, they basically were comedies. Doctor Strange had so many comedic moments. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Thor Ragnarok were flat out comedies. This movie is a lot more serious. It has a different tone, it has a different director, and you know what? Once again, I had a blast with it. This movie has a terrific cast. Let's kick this off with Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, aka Black Panther. He was great in this film. I already liked him in Captain America Civil War. However, they continue to flesh out his character way more in this one. I mean, he gets to be a king, the king of an entire nation. And that is a completely new angle, completely new take on a superhero. Because we've all had superheroes. We've had superheroes with secret identities like Spider-Man. Talk about secret identities, man. This guy is the leader of a nation who dresses up in a cat suit and fights criminals while keeping his nation a secret, because everyone thinks that Wakanda is a third world country. Nothing special about this place. Well, the reality of the situation is completely different, because Wakanda looks like the 22nd century. The technology that this place has is something straight out of Star Trek, and I loved it. I love the mix of ancient African culture and super modern technology. It surprisingly worked, and I loved it. Which brings me to T'Challa's sister. I don't know the actress's name, but she was amazing. She was kind of the comedy relief, but her role is kind of Q. Yeah, you know, like Q from James Bond, because this movie overall is The Lion King meets James Bond. I'm telling you, man. You look at the plot, it's a king who dresses up like a cat, being challenged by an enemy who may or may not be part of his lineage to dethrone him. But at the same time, he's a superhero who gets all the cool gadgets, which remind me of the whole James Bond angle. And I'm telling you, man, this movie had some sequences at a casino. It's like, yeah, this could have been Skyfall. I loved it. Also, Danai Gurira from The Walking Dead, we all know and love her as Michonne. I loved her character. She's pretty much the general of T'Challa's personal army, and she killed it. She has hands down the coolest action sequences in the entire movie. Lupita Nyong'o is also in it, and she is so much more than just your typical love interest for our hero. No, she gets dirty, she gets down to business, and I like that. But now I get to praise the movie for something that Marvel normally completely screws up, and these are the villains. Because we got two villains, and both of them are fantastic. First one up is Andy Serkis. He was already introduced in Avengers Age of Ultron. Yeah, him and Martin Freeman both returned from previous entries. I mean, we've had Martin Freeman in Captain America Civil War. He was a CIA agent. Now he's back and he's cool. I liked him. But Ulysses Klaue, holy shit. He was so much fun to watch. He was menacing, he was evil, but he was funny at the same time. Andy Serkis had a blast with this role. And a big shout out is happening, Michael B. Jordan. Oh my god. I loved this villain. This is a villain that you can get behind. You understand where he's coming from. You understand why he wants to go after the Black Panther. I just didn't expect Marvel, a franchise that is notorious for giving us generic villains, to give us such a deep and layered villain like Michael B. Jordan's Eric Killmonger. You do sympathize with him at times. You don't condone his actions, but he reminded me of Magneto. And this movie looks stunning. There are so many tracking shots, one takes, that I was just like in awe. It's like, I'm not used to that. Where is this coming from, Marvel? And the overall mythology behind the Black Panther is super interesting. We get to learn more about his abilities, about his family. And I was like, yeah, I really want to see that. I wanted to learn more about Wakanda, and I did. I loved that so much. But you should not expect an origin story, because he already had his origin story in Captain America Civil War. That's when his father died. That's when he had to step up. This is just a continuation of that struggle. However, is this movie perfect? No, I wouldn't say so. I did have two issues with this film. First of all, the CGI is very noticeable. Every single time they put on the cat suit, I was like, it's not as interesting as everything else. Because the action sequences without the cat suit were phenomenal. The acting was great. The character moments worked. Every single time they put on the cat suits, I was like, yeah, this is typical Marvel action with mediocre CGI. And this movie drags on a little bit. It overstayed its welcome for like 10 or 15 minutes. But overall, I had a blast. It was a unique Marvel movie. I was really happy that they didn't just give us Thor all over again. You know, because it's another story about a prince that becomes a king. And it would have been so easy for Marvel to give us Thor in Africa. Just like they gave us Iron Man with magic when they did Doctor Strange. No, this is a unique tale, a unique character, and one of those rare cases where the supporting cast actually overshadows our lead character. Because the villains and the sidekicks are so great, so well realized, that I really want to see them return. Black Panther gets the silver medal. I'm telling you, man, Marvel did it again. I mean, they are so good at this point, and they're so confident that you know and I know that they know what they're doing. So Black Panther, have you seen it? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then just subscribe.